challenge. Okay, looks like we're all good here. So today's class is going to be centered around an ego release. So I said let go of the ego. And we'll just start at an easy seat on our mats. We're going to try to be present as much as we can today on our mats and let go of anything that happens before or after class. So just come to a comfortable seat, cross-legged. We'll rest our palms face down on our knees. Find a straight spine. Take one big breath in, fill up our lungs. And exhale, let all the air go. And we're going to start by tapping into our 5 senses to become present. And we'll start by finding an object in the room to focus on. It could be your water bottle, it could be your mat, anything that you see nearby. And instead of just labeling it for what it is, for example, a water bottle, just really become curious about that and let your gaze soften on it as we tap into our visualization here to our eyes. So go ahead and find that object now. Earlier I was reading in The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle that a lot of times we get so used to our surroundings, our environments, whether it's our house, our neighborhood, backyards, that we almost tune everything out. And that we get so overactive in our minds because we're tuning everything else out and we're just tuning into our thoughts, our ego. And then when we go on vacation or to a new place, we're like so overcome by the new environment that we're in this state of awe. Like, wow, this place is so beautiful. And that feels really good to be in that state of awe, of curiosity about the things around you. But we can cultivate that anywhere, even if our environment's familiar, by just looking at a simple object and becoming curious about it and not labeling it. So that's what we're doing right now. And you could practice this on your own if you go for a walk by becoming curious about the trees or the flowers. And we'll just gently bring our eyes to a close. Now bringing our attention to the temperature in the room, how the air feels on your skin. Is there a gentle breeze where you are? Noticing how our hands feel rested on our knees. We feel that connection of touch. Maybe we feel a different temperature there. And then we'll bring our attention to the sounds in the room. Whether they're man-made, you're outside and they're natural. We're not going to judge them, just observe them. A lot of times we find ourselves judging things such as sound as good or bad, beautiful or annoying. Instead of just labeling these sounds with those judgments, we're just going to observe them and let them be as they are. We'll bring our attention to taste. Is there a particular taste in your mouth right now? Just notice that. See if anything comes up to you and try not to judge it again. Finally, we'll bring our attention to smell. Notice if anything comes to you through your sense of smell. Don't try to force it, just notice and observe. Again, not judging. Smells as good or bad, this may be difficult. just doing our best. Then we'll flutter our eyes back open, taking in the room around us once more. And then we'll just make our way into tabletop position. We'll bring our knees as wide as the mat and big toes to touch, or you can take your knees narrow if you'd like. We're going to sink our hips back into child's pose. And ground our third eye center, the space between our eyebrows, into the mat. Inhale to lengthen, crawl your fingertips towards the top of the mat. And your exhales, take your hips just a little bit closer towards your heels. On your next inhale, we'll push up into tabletop position. Bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, knees hip-width distance apart. Finding a long spine from the crown of our head to our tailbone. And on the inhale, we're going to drop our bellies down, lift the chest up. And the exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep flowing at your own pace through your cat-cows here. Take any organic movements that serve you in this moment. Maybe some hip circles or some snake-like spine movements. Whatever feels natural and good to you. Take a few more here, and then we'll meet in a neutral spine. Once you're back in that neutral tabletop, we'll just flip the right palm or reverse it so that our fingertips are facing towards us and the heel of our hand is facing towards the top of the mat. And then you could just gently begin to rock your way in and out of your hands. See if you could spread your fingertips to create more space in between each one. And then we'll bring that hand back to neutral. And we're going to flip our left palm so that the heel of the hand faces the top of the mat. Fingertips towards your body. Rocking weight gently in and out of our hands. And then just go ahead and flip that right palm so that both of your hands and fingertips are facing towards yourself. Keep rocking in and out of your hands. And then we'll come back into that neutral spine and bring our fingertips to face the front of the room once more. From here, we'll inhale the right arm high, fingertips up to the sky. And then exhale, thread it through. For thread the needle or twisted tabletop. You can extend the left arm towards the front of the mat, or you could reach around for your hip crease on the opposite side for a little bind. Keep breathing here.
we'll just plant that left hand back down underneath your shoulder. Reach the right arm to the sky once more and bring it back to tabletop. Gonna do the same thing on the left. Inhale the left arm high. Exhale, thread it through. You may choose to take the same variation on this side, either reaching the fingertips forward or bringing your right arm around for a bind. Then we'll bring that right hand and plant it once again underneath our shoulder. Inhale the left arm up to the sky and back to tabletop. Now we'll just take that left leg and step your left foot outside your left hand to come into lizard's pose or runner's lunge on our back knees. Then inhale the left arm high one more time for a twist here. And exhale, plant it down so your fingertips are facing your body and the heel of your hand faces the top of your mat, just like we did in tabletop. Knee tracks over the front ankle. See if you can sink into your hip flexor a bit more. And we'll bring both fingertips, your left hand, to face the front again. And sink back into our half splits, flexing the front foot. You may choose to heel toe your foot to the inside and sink your hips back. You may keep a bend in your front knee or straighten it all the way. Just keep flexing those toes towards your face. And just fold from the hips over the front leg. Only here for a few breaths. And we'll inhale back up to a kneeling position and see if you could take the back half of your leg and bring it to a 45-degree angle. So it's almost parallel with the back of the mat, but angled a little bit towards the back corner. And then we'll just sit our hips back on our heel and have that front leg go straight again. And then we'll just reach our left arm to the inside of our left foot. Right arm reaches back. So we're here. Inhale, the right arm comes overhead, and we'll reach the left arm back. Right arm is reaching for the left toes. Then on your next exhale, we'll sweep that right arm behind you, plant the hand outside of your hip, and sweep the left arm overhead for a modified wild thing. On your next breath, come back around and into that runner's lunge that we started in. And then we'll just bring that knee back to tabletop and switch it out. Right foot comes to the outside of the right hand. Inhale the right arm high for a twist here. On your next exhale, we'll just bring that hand back down, fingertips facing ourselves. Heel of the right hand faces the front of the room. You may choose to drop your knee wider and come onto the knife edge of your foot. That helps you go deeper into the stretch. we'll just bring those fingertips back to face the front once more. You may choose to heel toe your foot in between your hands and sink back into the half split position. Maybe you sink all the way back, maybe you stay up on your back knee. Just flex those front toes towards your face and hinge from the hips, folding over the front leg. And then rising up to our knee, we'll do that same variation where we take our left toes and point them to the opposite corner of the back of the mat. So that back leg's at a 45-degree angle. And then we'll just sink our hips to sit back onto our heel and take that front leg straight. You could adjust however you need to make yourself comfortable here. And we'll take the right arm and reach it to the inside of the right foot. Left arm reaches back. Maybe bringing our gaze there. Inhale, left arm comes overhead to reach towards the front. And the right arm reaches back now. Exhale, left hand sweeps behind you. Plants outside your hip and sweep back for a modified wild thing. And on your next breath, we'll send it back around into that runner's lunge. And back into tabletop. We're going to sink into child's pose one last time today. Maybe you decide to take your legs narrow this time. And I'm going to leave my arms long beside me and ground my third eye. You may choose to do whatever you'd like. Right now we surrender into our mats. We release our egos and all control. Inhale back to tabletop. And then exhale, we'll push the hips high, down dog. Huddle into one leg at a time here. Let's walk our dogs. Noticing the trees and the flowers and the small things that we just let us pass by in our normal lives. And instead of labeling things as we walk our dogs right now, instead of labeling the trees as trees, going deeper and becoming curious about them. Then when you're ready, we'll find a static down dog, pushing through your palms of the hands, sinking our heels lower towards the mat. You can keep a bend in your knees if you'd like. Maybe trying to bring your chest closer to your thighs. Pushing strong through your hands. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, just begin to walk your feet towards your hands. And we'll meet in that forward fold at the tops of our mats. Reaching for opposite elbows. Take a ragdoll here, swaying from side to side, letting your head hang heavy. we'll drop our hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up.
To mountain pose, we'll bring our hands to prayer at heart center. Flutter the eyes closed once more. Today I invite you to join me in repeating the mantra in your head. I am. Go ahead and just repeat that. Let nothing else follow it. Eckhart Tolle says, we must become conscious of being conscious. To repeat to ourselves, I am. And just notice the stillness that follows it. A lot of times we try to label ourselves as this or that, instead of just being. Those labels in the thinking mind is always in our foreground, and the being is always in our background. So in this class, we're going to be tapping into the being, the I am, the stillness that's always in our essence. You may call it what you'd like, inner space. I like to call it peace. So one more time, saying to yourself, I am. And inhale, sweep the arms high overhead. You can open your eyes. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold, leading with the chest, with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into plank pose. And we'll drop our knees to the mat. And lower halfway, tucking our triceps into our rib cage for a tricep push-up. And then inhale, push up to a cobra, flipping the tops of your feet to touch the mat. Keeping a bend in your elbows here. And then exhale, tuck your toes, send the hips back, down dog. That's our Sene. We'll flow it twice more. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to mountain pose, bringing the hands to heart center. Just repeating to ourselves, I am. Then inhale, sweep the arms high once more. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Drop the knees. Lower halfway, hugging elbows into rib cage. And then inhale, pushing up into cobra. Maybe you find that you can straighten your arms just a bit more here. And then exhale, down dog. One more time, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or float there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Tadasana, hands out, heart center, standing at attention. I am. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Hold here. Just gonna hold for 4 seconds. Shoulders over wrists, heels shooting towards the back of the room. And then on your next exhale, hinge forward onto your tiptoes. You could take it from your knees again, or you could lower halfway for full chaturanga, elbows hugging in. Inhale, flip the feet, push up, upward dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, send the hips high, down dog. Inhale, look forward, exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms high, sink the hips low for a change here. We're going in the chair pose. Sinking the hips back. We can see all 10 toes if we look down. We can even pick up our 10 toes because our weight's in our heels. Then we're going to suck the belly in and strong through the arms here, but see if you could drop your shoulder blades down your back. Rotate the pinkies in towards one another. And see if you could sink your hips a little bit lower here. Just for 4, 3, 2, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hand, step back to plank pose. And then flow your vinyasa or meet us in down dog. You could take it from your knees or your toes here. And then we'll meet in down dog. Inhale the left leg high. And kick your heel to your glute for a little hip opener here. And then we'll inhale the heel high again. And then step it through, low lunge. Spin the back right heel down so that it's parallel with the back of the mat. And we'll spin the arms open, warrior 2. Front left knee is tracking over that ankle and opening up towards the pinky toe side. And your right leg is strong behind you, strong and long. Let's bring our gaze over our front middle fingers and spread the fingers on both hands, reaching our arms in opposite directions. We feel strong here, but we also feel grounded. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower into your warrior 2 today. Now we'll exhale into side angle, bringing our left forearm to our thigh, right arm overhead. Staying light in that front arm, not dumping our weight onto it. And then inhale, reverse your warrior, left arm shoots overhead. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Plant the hands and step back into your plank or flow at one leg, ekapada. And we'll meet in down dog. We'll take the same thing on the right. So inhale the right heel high, and then we'll take a hip opener, bringing our heel to the glute. Inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Spin the back left heel down, and spin the arms up and open, warrior 2 on the opposite side. Checking our alignment is the same as before. Back foot is parallel to the back of the mat, and front knee tracking over front ankle and towards the pinky toe side. Our gaze is over the front middle finger. Maybe we could sink a little lower here. Building heat in our bodies. Then we'll exhale, take it to side angle. Forearm comes to our thigh. Left arm reaches towards the front of the room. Inhale, reverse our warriors. Right arm reaches towards the back of the room, staying true to those warrior 2 legs. And then cartwheel the arms down. And flow your vinyasa. Maybe taking an ekapada here, one leg. And we'll meet in down dog. We'll flow that one more time through, that's our sun beat. Inhale, look forward, exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose, sink the hips low. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, flow through your vinyasa. Inhale the left heel high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior, keeping those warrior 2 legs. And then exhale, flow.
medium down dog for a breath. Inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step it through. Spin the back heel down.
Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, windmill your arms down. Power Vinyasa.
Inhale the left heel high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Now spin the back heel down, but listen for the change. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left foot and bring your right arm to the sky, just like we did in those twists earlier. This is a grounded side angle here. You could begin to take a little bit of weight out of the front hand by coming onto your fingertips. Just breathe here. Staying grounded through the knife's edge of our back foot. And then exhale, straighten through the front leg, coming into Trikonasana, or triangle pose. And then we'll bend into that front leg once more, coming back into that side angle. And inhale to lift up to warrior two. Arms are strong and long. We're gonna do a fun little exercise here. We're gonna bring that right arm to meet the left. And then pull back like you're pulling a bow and arrow and let it go. Do that a few more times here, just going through those motions. Releasing and letting it go. And let that arrow fly straight at your ego. Whatever visualization comes to mind, just go with it. Staying true to that lunge in the front leg. Hips are open to the side. Just keep shooting at your egos here. Do it twice more. And just seeing whatever you see diminish. Become nothing. One more time. And then we'll come back to the warrior two arm. By recognizing and bringing our attention to our egos, we diminish them. So that's what we did with the arrow. We brought our attention to our egos in order to release them into nothingness and create inner space. Then exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then moving through warrior two, we're going to shoot off the back leg and come into half moon, keeping those hips open to the side. Maybe grounding your left fingertips into the floor. Flex your right toes towards your face and just be strong in that back leg. Shoulder stacked over shoulder, hip over hip. Find a spot on the floor to bring your drishti, your gaze. And the next breath, just bringing our right hand down, closing off that hip, coming into standing splits. Right toes are pointed towards the mat and the heels shooting towards the sky. Inhale, lengthen, lift the chest. And then exhale, we'll take a Shiva squat, tucking in that back leg, the shin towards the heel. Inhale to your standing splits, heels high. Exhale, bring your right shin towards your left heel and squat. 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Let it out. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Once more. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Then we'll inhale that right heel all the way up. Keeping our toes pointed down to square off our hips. And maybe we can walk our hands a little bit closer towards our left foot. Bringing our head down and coming deeper into the stretch. Maybe kicking the right heel higher to the ceiling. And then if you like, you could step back into plank or you can follow my guidance and hop back. So if you're hopping, we'll just bend into that left knee, keeping our hands firmly planted. Tuck the right knee in, and then hop the left foot back into a one-legged plank. And you can flow your vinyasa from here. Or you could just step back into plank and flow. Meeting in down dog. We'll inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Spinning the back heel down. We'll take the right hand to the inside of our right foot and open up the left arm. Grounded side angle. Breathe here. Inhale, straighten through that front leg into triangles. Keeping those left fingertips shooting up towards the sky. And then we'll exhale back into that side angle, that lunge, and inhale up to warrior two. Finding a strong warrior two here, sinking low into your lunge. And we'll just take those bow and arrow pulls on the side. Again, bringing your attention to the ego diminishes it. By recognizing our egoic ways, we are in control. We realize we can control our emotions, and our ego doesn't like that. It wants to be in control. It wants to be the thing that reacts quickly and first. And by doing this, we realize we can create more space within ourselves. More peace that we can tap into whenever we'd like. And it's just such a beautiful thing. So this is just the first step, recognizing your patterns. And on the next one, we'll just find a strong warrior two arms again. Maybe you lost that low lunge, just sinking into it once more. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse your warrior. On your next breath, moving through warrior two, we'll shoot off the back leg and come into our half moon pose. Keeping those hips open to the side. Left toes flex towards our faces. Finding a dristi. Maybe on the floor in front of you. Maybe taking it higher. Then we'll bring that hand down, close off our hips, and come into our standing splits pose. Guiding both hands. Left toes are pointed down. Inhale, shoot the heel up to the sky. Lift your chest, and then exhale, Shiva squat, tucking that back leg in. Inhale, lift the back leg. Exhale, Shiva squat. 3 more times, moving with your breath. And the last one, just shooting that heel up, seeing if we can come even closer. Bringing our hands even closer to our front leg. Moving deeper into this posture. Taking that heel up to the sky as high as you can go one last time. And then on your next breath, you can step back into a plank or bend into your front knee and hop that foot back and flow your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog here. Just finding a static down dog for a few breaths. Letting your heart rate slow down once more. forward. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands at heart center, sitting at attention. Just repeat to yourself, I am. Grounding through our feet here, tucking the tailbone. Feeling strong in this pose. Just saying one more time, I am. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back and flow through one more vinyasa here. Meeting in down dog. Inhale the left heel high. Exhale, step it through low lunge. Grounding through our front foot, bringing our weight there, we'll rise up to standing Tadasana on our left legs. Bringing that right thigh parallel with the mat. Then beginning to bend into your left knee here. We'll just wrap that right leg around, finding eagle legs. You can either kickstand your toes here, or see if you could take a little bind by wrapping your toes around your heel. Inhale, sweep the arms high. And then we'll just tuck right arm under left. Coming into those eagle arms. Lifting our elbows to create space in between our shoulder blades. Pressing our hands into one another. Maybe we can sink our hips just a little bit lower here. Find a spot to gaze at, to keep your balance. And then we'll unwind our arms and unwind our legs into a standing Tadasana, single leg, arms high. And then we'll bring that right elbow into our side body and reach back for the inside of our right foot. Inhale your left fingertips to the sky. Bring your knees to touch, and then exhale, begin to hinge forward into dancer's pose. Finding a spot to gaze at in the floor. Kick back into your hand just as much as you're reaching forward into your front fingers. Inhale, come back up the same way you came into it. Coming into Tadasana, single leg. And then we'll hinge forward and step back into the low lunge. And right back into down dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Stepping through that right foot, we'll come into a single-legged Tadasana. Strong in our cores here. And then bend into that right knee, wrap the left leg around. For eagle legs, you could kickstand here or find the bind. I notice my legs are different on both sides, and that's okay. Sweeping the arms high, we'll wrap left arm underneath the right for eagle on the arms as well. Bringing those elbows up higher, creating space between our shoulder blades, and maybe sinking a little bit lower into our hips. Exhale, release the arms, sweep them back up. And then bring the legs back up into one-legged Tadasana. Bringing that left arm down this time and reaching for the inside of our left foot. Let's bring our knees to touch. Inhale the right arm up to lengthen and exhale, hinge forward, dancer's pose. Finding that spot on the floor to gaze at really helps with our balance here.
kicking in our back foot into that backhand. Inhale, rise back up the same way we came in. Coming into standing Tadasana. And then exhale, hinge back, step into your low lunge. We'll just step back into our down dogs. Taking a deep breath in here to fill up the lung. Maybe our heels can sink even lower towards the mat. Inhale your right heel up. And exhale, bring it through for pigeon, paralleling your shin to the top of your mat. We'll bring that left leg long behind us. You can gaze over your right shoulder to make sure your leg is straight and long behind you. And then just come into your resting pigeon, maybe coming onto your elbows, to a pillow. You're taking the full expression and coming all the way down. Whatever feels good for you. Coming back up to our hands. Tuck the back toes and send that leg high. And come into our counter pose. It could be that heel to the glute, or we could take the full expression wild thing and bring your foot to meet the ground. Sweep the arm overhead. And then bringing it back through to that three-legged dog. And down dog. Inhale the left heel high. Exhale, bring it through for pigeon, paralleling it to the top of your mat. Sending your right leg long behind you. Take a look over your left shoulder to make sure your leg is straight back behind you. And then you may put your pigeon to rest. Noticing that it could feel very different on this side, and that's okay. And we begin to crawl our way back up. Planting through the hands. Tuck the back toes. And push up into your counter pose, whether it's three-legged dog with a hip opener, or maybe just all the way around for a wild thing. Now we'll come back through three-legged dog and into our down dogs. We'll step the legs through and find a seat. And then just lower one vertebrae at a time, engaging through the core, Going as slowly as we can until we make our way down onto our mat. Inhale, hug the right knee into your chest. Once you're there. And then exhale, draw it across your body with your left hand. Bring your right arm out long. Supine twist. Ground your right shoulder into the mat and bring your gaze towards your right fingers. Inhale, hug that knee back in to your side body. And then exhale, send it long. Inhale the left knee in. And then exhale, bring it across your body using your right hand this time. Left arm goes long. Grounding your left shoulder blade into the mat. Maybe bringing your gaze over your left fingers. It's more important to keep both shoulder blades grounded here than it is to bring your knee towards the mat. Inhale the left knee back into your side body. And then bring the right knee in to meet it. As you curl into a tiny little ball. You may choose to do happy baby here by reaching for the outsides of your feet and bringing your knees down towards the mat and rocking side to side. Being sure to reach our tailbones towards the mats. Keeping them grounded. Bring your low back massage here. And then inhale back into that teeny tiny ball, bringing your forehead to meet your knees. Giving yourself a hug. And then exhale, let it go. Spread out, take up space. Final Shavasana, corpse pose. Just cultivating that stillness. That sense of just being. I am. back into our fingers and our toes. Rolling out the wrist. Maybe taking a full body stretch overhead. And then rolling onto one side for fetal position. Using our bicep as a pillow. Pushing through our hand and making our way up to a seated position. Keeping our eyes closed. We'll sweep the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, let all of your air empty out from the system, bringing your hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, fill up all the way. Sweeping the arms high. Exhale, let it go. Hands to heart center. I am. Just coming back to this mantra whenever we need. Realizing that when we recognize our ego, we are the ones in control. And this way we can create space within ourselves. Bowing our heads to seal this practice. Namaste.
Namaste.